Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We are less than a week away from the Final Shape DLC, what could potentially be, the last full expansion to Destiny 2 if some of the rumors out there are correct. But we'll have to wait and see. And while we've got a little time to kill here, I've been trying to play around with subclasses that I don't visit too often. And that led me down the Berserker path since, no one plays Berserker. I mean, they're like unicorns. Okay, well that might be a little bit of a stretch, but they've got a 4.6% usage rate in high-end PvP. They're far from popular choices, but I guess there are more of them than there are Voidwalkers, which is it's actually up from previous months. So Berserker seems like it's maybe starting to catch on a little bit. But the more I played this subclass, the more I found myself asking, why the heck don't more people play this kit? It's absurdly powerful. You've got several charges of a baked-in dodge ability, which you'll see me using the gameplay today at various times to bug out of engagements that I'm losing or even to avoid a super. It's got a build around an exotic armor piece that I think is right on par with Osmiomancy gloves because it basically strengthens and enhances an immobilizing ability and can go around and through walls. The super is incredibly mobile, has long uptime. I mean, there's so much going for Berserker, and hopefully the gameplay makes that apparent. So, all in all, I hope this video today just ultimately encourages you to explore some other subclasses as well and see what they've got to offer. And hopefully you'll take the Berserker for a spin after this too. Make a point to remember that we also have a new Berserker Titan exotic armor piece coming with the Final Shape. But let's get into the class. So first and foremost, you're going to see a lot of gameplay with one of my favorite submachine guns in the game in this video. I mean, it was sunset a long time ago, but obviously that's about to not matter anymore. It doesn't have an origin trait, but this is the refurbished Atalanta D from the Black Armory Forges. This one got the optic that has a 17 zoom, which makes it insane. Like Shayura's Wrath, right? Same archetype of SMG, but it only has a 15 zoom value. So 17, big deal. Plus my Atalanta D has Zen Moment and Dynamic Sway Reduction, so you can see just how well it duels. But also I'm obviously using the exotic boots called the Abeyant Leaps. So these enhance the Drenger's Lash aspect by making it so that instead of one projectile that goes out from your barricade, now you get 3 of them. They fan out, they travel further, they can turn to track enemies as well. And you also get Woven Mail when you suspend targets, which is like all the time. And you can see me absolutely bullying people with it in the gameplay. And you can hug a corner and activate it there, and you'll still get like 2 tracking projectiles that will go around the corner through the wall. So you'll see me do that too. And you can then build around this with your fragments, like by using Thread of Mind, so that you get class ability energy when you kill suspended targets, which you can see a huge chunk of my barricade coming back just after I deploy it here.
Double down. Triple down.
Then you can full send on this, and since you get Woven Mail when suspending targets with your barricade, you can also run Thread of Transmutation, which makes it so that when you kill an enemy with your weapon, while you have Woven Mail up, you'll create a tangle. And obviously you'll see a whole lot of me creating and throwing tangles in the gameplay as well. It's a whole gameplay loop, and it's super fun. One of the things I mentioned earlier is the melee ability for Berserkers. This, for the most part, is not actually an offensive melee. I do use it at times to rapidly change position during a close quarters duel, so I'm harder to track. But I usually use it as an evasive maneuver. So whenever I'm not playing on my hunter, I always really miss that ability to get out of a bad lane that I overcommitted to. So the hunter dodge, it sort of allows you to take more risks and challenge more lanes, because if it doesn't work out for you, you can just dodge right back to cover. But on my warlock and my titan, if I take that same risk, then usually I'm screwed if things go south. But the Berserker can play those lanes like a hunter and just swipe rapidly back to safety, and you have 3 charges that you can stockpile. It's a really good deal, actually. The only downside is that the direction that you swipe to is somewhat a little less predictable and a little more disorienting for the user than the hunter dodges. That takes some getting used to, but otherwise I think this is one of the most valuable parts of the whole kit. I've also used it to get back to the map after taking a fight out of bounds or over an open drop. I also noted earlier that the super, Bladefury, has a long uptime. The reason that matters is because that basically makes it a much better Fist of Havoc. Like, Fist of Havoc is slow, it's lumbering, and you can do the light attacks to cover more ground, but it eats your super energy up. But Bladefury, hey, just watch this on Radiant Cliffs. I can just spam the ever-living heck out of the light attack to make it all the way down the hallway, and even after I do a total of 11 light attacks down that hallway, I'm still able to kill the 2 players in the hallway, and then keep running after that to find 2 more and kill them as well for a total of 4 kills with 1 super, which is obviously a great super activation. And I just spammed. I spammed the heck out of that light attack, and I still had plenty of super to work with. But obviously being able to suspend targets with the heavy attacks so they can't run away from your super is a big deal too. It's seriously like a 10 times better version of Fist of Havoc, you know? Which is why no one uses Fist of Havoc anymore. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is an observation I made about the class in general and how it pairs with certain playstyles. I gotta say that if you enjoy hanging back and playing more passive, I don't think the Berserker is a good fit for that playstyle. As the name suggests, it was really made to brawl. The maps where I had the most success with the Berserker were the maps with tight quarters and low ceilings, places where I could really bait people into small spaces, where they couldn't avoid the suspending barricade waves or the shackle grenade, and where the tangles would, do more easy damage when detonated. And these close quarters are where you're going to get more mileage out of the melee ability too, to confuse and disorient players as well. It was honestly such a breath of fresh air, really committing to the Berserker for a few days, and getting up close and punishing players consistently with the whole kit working together. It felt like it had a really solid core sense of identity, and the loop was super fun. So to wrap it all up, Berserker is super fun, and it's also scary good, as well as being fun when you learn the kit. I know it's a lot easier to just, do more brainless playstyles, like, okay, just equip Peacekeepers and shoot people with an SMG, or whatever it may be. But the Titan has so many great exotics and classes that can really make your gameplay much more dynamic and exciting and interesting. So don't deny yourself the fun that you deserve. Try it out this week for yourself. And as always, I encourage you to try new things, try new weapons, new builds, and see if there's another way to play Destiny out there that you might really resonate with. I see it day in and day out as I continue to play the game. There are so many people. In fact, I would say most of the people in my lobbies these days, especially late in the season, are just people who are full sending on the meta, even in 6s, even when winning doesn't matter. It's just control, it's just quick play. And they're still full sending, full igneous conditional, and meta subclass choices. It's like, guys, I know that stuff works, but try something. There's other really fun ways to play this game. Just get outside your comfort zone. Winning doesn't matter here, and I just feel like they're really shortchanging themselves for the fun that they could be having using other things. So thanks for watching the video today, and consider leaving a like, as that's the best free way to support the content here on YouTube. And also feel free to subscribe for additional Destiny content. Be warm and well fed, my friends, and I do hope to catch you in the Crucible.
Together as one. I love it. He has your souls. Five minutes remaining. A strong start. Fight on. Down. Fought like a Titan of the first pillar. Zone A lost. Fire team that fights together, stays together. Keep it up. Zone A captured. You have zone advantage. Double down. Captured Zone B. You have advantage. lost. 3 minutes. Hold strong, and this battle is yours. This is amazing.